Awesome. Yeah. All today. So again, if you want to come to seat, in ankles crossed, we'll begin. Welcome to our yoga practice for strength and grace today. We're going to begin just here in easy seat, one ankle crossed in front of the other. We'll take our hands and rest them onto our knees and begin to just flow through our spine, helping our spine to feel awake and alive. So here as you sort of meander from one way to the other way, maybe reaching up through arm and lengthening along your spine, and allow your head to sort of move organically, trying to rock out our upper spine and our neck here, allowing the flow to flow through us from the ground up. Awesome. And then we will start to slow down into a gentle arrival back into center here in a neutral position, still ankles crossed, and we'll take our hands and just press lightly down into our knees or our legs and scoop forward to lift up along your front, and take a little breath in here, shoulders away from your ears. And then as you exhale, a little press down into your thighs and start to sort of lift up, drawing your belly button towards your spine and round through your shoulders, and lean back just a little way. So spine's long, belly's active. And then inhale, nice deep breath in. Slide your heart forward and up. And as you exhale, press into your thighs and sort of draw the tips of your pelvis back just a little bit as you use an anchor into the earth, but use that sort of core lift to round you through your spine and activate your belly muscles. Inhale, reach heart forward, lift up. Exhale, round through your spine. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Awesome. All right, I'm going to lift up. I'm going to turn this way, but you're going to lift up your knees and pop your feet together here. Soles of your feet together, knees nice and wide here, and bring your hands into Kali Mudra here. Thumbs crossed, index fingers pointing out, another 3 fingers interlaced. You're going to inhale and sort of reach through the center of your legs, and as you exhale, press into your sit bone, rise up and draw back just a little bit with your shoulders. And squeezing your feet together, you're going to activate that core. Inhale, soften, come through the center. Exhale, reach back, warming up our bellies a little bit. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale. Pull one more time. And then draw your way back up to rise up. Hands onto the sides of your legs. Bring your knees back on to rise up, and then pop your hands just behind your sitting bones here. Lift up your feet into a little boat pose with your toes flexed. And we're going to cycle here just a little bit. And as we lean back, sort of inhale. And as you exhale, squeeze and draw your knees towards your armpit as you carry on cycling a little bit. Cool. Getting our bellies core active. You don't have to straighten your legs or anything. Just cycling out a few times there. Cool. Pop your feet onto the ground, slide your shoulders down onto your back, press into your heels and drawing your heels towards your sit bones without moving them. So you feel that energy sort of draw up through your body, staying interconnected all the way through your body. So take a little reverse plank and then pop your way back down onto your seat. Cross your ankles or spin your feet around behind you to come over onto your hands and knees now. And then we're going to start to sit back towards our heels and take a moment here to stretch it out. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, press into your fingertips, scoop and lift up from your lower belly, wave your spine long, draw through a diagonal chaturanga, and bending your elbows to the back of the room, peel on down to the earth. Nice. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. You're going to bring your right ear on down to the earth, but in a moment, because I just want to show you. I'll show you this way, actually. So left fingertips are on the earth here. Right hand stretched out straight. Right arm stretched out straight. Right ear onto the mat here. And then lifting up your left toes, you're going to start to peel off the earth, drawing your knee up first, and then peeling on over towards the right. So you get a lovely stretch along this whole sort of right arm and a nice hip stretch there as you scorpion turn across. And a big inhale there. And then exhale as you rotate back around. And do the same thing on the other side. So this time, right fingertips in this sort of cupcake shape here. Hands stretched out, lift up your right knee and come over to scorpion tail towards the left. Nice, deep sort of stretch along the left pectoral muscle, your left arm, all the way through to your fingertips and a nice hip stretch too. Come back towards the center. Hands to slide just underneath your shoulders here. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Take a breath in, lift up a little way, and then draw your hips up and back. I'm going to turn back to face this way and reach back towards your heels. Take a wave through your spine as you draw your hips one way and the other. And a few breaths there. Cool. All right, press into your fingers. Lift and wave up. 2. Plank with your knees down. Bend your elbows, peel them to the back of the room here. So you're anchored into your fingertips. You might turn your fingers out a little bit. And then lifting your knees off the ground, draw your hips up and back towards the back of the room. Heels stay high for a moment. And then as you exhale, lift and wave your spine longer. Then stick out your tongue. Take a lioness roll with me in your down dog. Now back off just a little bit, but keep anchoring down into your fingertips. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, and get a little bounce here as you start to meander towards the center of your mat. With your feet side by side, but not sort of too close together. You want them sort of hip width distance apart. Slide your hips back, draw up onto your thighs. Lift your belly from your thighs. Slide your shoulders onto your back. Reach up to a chair pose here. Sort of re-establish that way to come into a real strong chair. Reach your hands out in front of you. Nice strong anchorage into the earth through your heels. Press down into your heels. Lift up, wave on up to rise up. And then your heels are going to lift as you come up onto your toes. We're going to do a little fierce fists of fire chair here. 3 times. So inhale, sit, bones back. Exhale, root down into your feet, rise up, and then heels lift, strong ankles. And then do that 2 more times. Press into the earth, rise up. 1 more time, into your chair. Fists of fire into your waist. Lift up your heels. We're going to come back into chair now, but swing our arms down towards the earth. Reach them up to the sky. Fairly strong, super strong, strong spine. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, fierce lion's roar. As you float your arms behind you with a little bit of sort of energetic power. Inhale here, all the way up to chair. Reach fingertips away. Exhale. Sweep your hands behind you. Releasing anything that you want to let go of as you stick out your tongue. And release it to the earth. Cool. All right. Fingertips now onto your shins. Lift up from your bent knees and your thighs. Lift and wave your spine onto halfway lift. And then bend your knees deeply. Step or hop back to downward facing dog. Take a playful moment here as you step into one foot, one heel, and the other. Cool. All right. You're going to bend your knees, bend your elbows, and press into your fingers. So you've got that little sort of hollow at the palms of each hand, feeling that energy rising up through the core of your arms into your core here as you pulse from the earth. Now press into your toes, lift up through your hips, lift and wave along your front spine. And as your shoulders hover over your wrists, slide your heels back. And you can either bring your knees down or come through chaturanga to the earth here. Bring your way onto sort of turned over toes now. And then we're going to go for a really quite strong sort of bow pose here. W shape in our arms. So with your hands, you can either keep them on the ground here, or you can go for a root down into the tops of your toes. Draw your elbows back behind you. Inhale, you might reach your hands out in front and just draw your head in line with your spine. And as you exhale, core active, activating your glutes as well, pressing into your toes. And we'll do that 2 more times. And then hands to the sides of your ribs. Slide your shoulders onto your back. And with a strong core active belly, this is our sort of strength and fire krama. The flow for strength and fierceness. So we press up using our belly to rise us up to here. Cool. Tuck your toes under, bend your elbows, and lift up to a downward facing dog. Hips up and back. You're going to take your right foot, your right heel out and up towards the sky. Inhale in 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, that knee is going to draw to the outside of your right arm. Inhale up and back. As you exhale, knee can draw across you, just rotating your sort of ribs around your spine, keeping your hips level to the earth, but knee crosses a little bit. Inhale up and back, staying strong through your fingertips. As you exhale, knee draws to center towards your nose. And if you were down on your knees there or your hands are on blocks, that's cool too. But then you're going to bring your foot either to the center of the mat and guide it through, or have you got enough room to pop it through to the top? Regardless, I want you to bend your back knee here and just check that you have a great alignment of your feet so that when you rise up, you're not coming up as if you're on a tightrope and losing your balance. Lift and wave your spine long, bending your back knee, press into both feet equally, and hinge on up to rise up here so you're not coming into lower back sort of arches here. You want to unhinge at the hips. Reach up your fingertips to the sky as you exhale. Bend both knees and come into fierce lion's lunge. Notice how my back knee is stepped underneath my hip here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Back knee bends. Fists of fire. Squeeze. I'm going to lift up from the root of you using that CSB breathing. And back heel stays lifted there. Cool. Exhale. I'll get everything in as you come into this sort of power fierce fists of fire lunge. All right. Lengthen your back leg. You're going to lift up to the sky out in front of us. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lion's lunge forward. Fierce lion's lunge. And you might stick out your tongue and take a roar with me to really mean it. Cool. Inhale. Strength and resilience and power in your fierce lion's lunge. Cool. Reach up to the sky here. Take your hands to heart center and then spin in the only direction that feels sort of awesome too. And I'm going to turn this way to face you. And then we're going to bring our right elbow to our left knee, left elbow to our right knee. Just a few times here in your ninja sort of lunges, one side to the other, and then come back to center. And root down into your feet, but draw your heels in towards each other so your inner seams are a little bit active. Reach out, a sort of circle across your body, and then a powerful temple, fist temple. Yeah. Inhale up. As you exhale, fist of fire, draw into your waist. Inhale up. Exhale, fist of fire into your waist. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale. Cool. All right. Now, right toes are going to turn towards the top of the mat. Left heel is going to lift up and spin out a little bit and come into your strong warrior. Here, warrior two. Inhale, reach on up. As you exhale, we're coming down to here, and then like we're sort of using our own resistance to push away or press away anything that isn't serving us, because we have the power to resist what isn't serving us, right? And send it back to where it's from. Inhale up, exhale. Awesome, warriors. Cool. Pinwheel on down to the ground here to face your front foot. And then you're going to take a step back, lifting your front foot off the ground and back up to little three-legged dog. Inhale. And then take those plank waves again, this time again, knee to outside of right arm. And then across your body here. And then reaching on up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose and bring your knee back down towards the earth. Cool. From here, walk your right hand forward and spin your back foot. So your right foot is going to spin out a little bit and come into a little aeroplane pose here. Now, this can be where you are, all right? Just holding this sort of side plank here. Or you might choose to anchor down into your left foot and bring your other foot just behind and take some little aeroplane hip lifts. Really rooting down into your right fingertips here. That is cool. All right, spin back to face the front, and then right foot is going to draw through to the top of the mat. You're going to press into the earth here and rise up to a little warrior or a big warrior three here. And then bend your front knee, draw your knee into your chest, and then energetically sort of pulsing from the earth to draw up into center. Cool, with your left knee out. If you need to pop your toes down, that is cool. But finding your core balance might take a little practice. You might have to do this 1 or 2 times to get the knack of doing that. But that's cool. That's what yoga is about. Practice. What we practice gets stronger, right? Now, left foot is going to float back out into warrior three, hands at heart center. And then see if you can keep your balance as you draw your knee up out in front of you. Maybe even take an extension with your left leg. Testing your psoas muscle there. And then bending your right knee. Find your balance here in your warrior three. And then bring your left foot out in front of you. Cool. Step your feet back together. Give your right leg a shake. That wasn't part of the plan. But blimey, it's a lot of leg work, right? You can really feel that core activating through your legs here. All right, let's do the same again and spin back to the other side of the mat. You stay where you are. Inhale. As you exhale, reach into your chair pose here. Hands reaching out in front of you, strong belly. And then fists of fire into your waist. Lift up your heels. Fists of fire. And lift up. Inhale. Exhale, fists of fire. Inhale as you reach your arms up towards the sky this time. Take a breath in. Exhale, float your arms back behind you. Inhale, really rooting down through your heels here to find that sort of catch of energy in your pelvis and then higher. And then let it go. Fingertips now onto your shins. Lift up from your pit of your belly, wave your spine up to halfway lift here. Bend your knees, take a step, or you can even hop it back to downward facing dog. If you wish to give that a go, feel free. Bend your knees here and take a moment just to pulse from the earth, bending and pulsing, feeling the energy rise up into you. Now plank wave with me here and come through chaturanga. Knees can come down if you wish. Back into our sort of W-shaped bow pose here, if it feels okay to. Maybe even lifting up your feet from the earth to sort of rooting down through pelvis there, really activating spine and glutes. One more time. Hands to the sides of your ribs now. Slide your shoulders onto your back. And you can press up onto your knees again if you wish to, but strong and active. Or you can lift up a little way and through pointed plank, reach up and back to downward facing dog. Now then, left heel is going to reach out and up towards the sky. And as you exhale, draw your knee to outside left arm. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to opposite arm. Inhale up and back. Exhale, knee towards your nose. And creating enough space here by pressing into your fingertips to bring that foot through. Or if you need to, bring that back knee down. Use your hand to guide it through. That's cool too. All right, from here, ensuring that you have space between both of your feet. Lift and wave your spine long, root down into both feet, and then hinge it up to stand. Reach up to the sky, inhale, exhale, hips are facing towards the front, and toes too, right? Bend your knees, fists of fire. Inhale up, exhale, fists of fire. One more time, fists of fire. Lengthen your back leg this time, swing your arms down to the earth and all the way up to the sky. And take a lioness roar as you let all of your stuff go. Now you want to release to the earth. Inhale. Stick out your tongue. Cool. All right, from here, we're going to take press on up to the sky and turn in the only direction that we can, right? To open up into a temple pose here. Circle your arms across your body. Come into your powerful temple here. Feel your feet draw into each other. And then we're going to lift up to the sky and fists of fire 3 times. And then into a warrior 2. Cool. This time with your left foot facing towards the top of the mat. We press out through our hands, knowing that we are in control of what might be sort of getting in our way here. And we can press it away. Cool. Awesome. Reach down to frame your front foot. Step it back from that left heel. It's going to lift up to the sky and then towards the outside of your arm in your plank. Opposite arm. And then through to the top of the mat or the middle of the mat. All right. Press into your left toes this time. Walk your hands forward and come up into a little sort of baby warrior 3 here. Pulsing from the earth to rise on up. And then you might challenge your balance with a transition from warrior 3 to leg extended, either out in front of you or, oh, she lost her balance. I lost my balance. Teacher. Cool. It's all right. We're just practicing. And then foot comes down to the earth. Give both of your legs a shake here. And then reach on up to the sky. We're going to take those fierce lions and let go of what you don't need right now. Perhaps I need that after just losing my balance. And that's cool. Let's release to the earth. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Inhale up and let it go. Stay low this time. Reach your hands towards your sacrum. Interlace your fingers. Lift and wave your spine and draw your arms or your forearms away from your body just a little bit. And then take a wave from side to side, just through our spine. Allow ourselves to sort of waterfall towards the earth. As we come into the next part of this flow, the sort of softness, the gracefulness, transitioning from strength and power, noticing how when we're strong, we can sort of be more graceful as well. As a result, lift away up from the earth, release your arms down to the earth, and then sort of float, lift and lengthen, unfurl to the sky. Nice breath in. And as you exhale, float your arms down to meet the earth again through bent knees. You're going to lift up halfway, lift maybe hands on blocks, maybe on shins. That is cool. Or out in front of you. A step back on your right foot. Take a little moment here just to pedal out. Cool. And then come down onto your knees and slide back to your toes tucked to the earth. Slide back towards the moment here in your child's pose. Few lovely breaths to purify and cleanse, just like water cleansing our bodies, or fresh water drawing into the sea. Cool. All right, lift up from your lower belly. Sweep and wave your spine long. Come through chaturanga to the earth, maybe on your knees that time. Awesome. And we're going to take our hands off to the diagonal here, away from our bodies. And again, into that sort of cupcake moment here. And just gently wave. So we're not coming up too high. We want to keep our spines still strong, but soft through our arms, our neck and our shoulders. As you Sahaja, Cobra Wave, one side and the other should feel nice and not like you're breaking your own ribs. It's a flow and a float gently through the spine with that sort of deep sensation of being core strong. Awesome. All right, hands now back to the sides of your ribs. Slide your shoulders towards your sit bones here. And lift up a little way and then reach your hips on up from the earth. Right leg is going to float out and back behind you. As you exhale, you're going to draw your knee through, and this time sort of take a figure eight with your right knee. Just a little gentle float of your right knee through to the opposite arm, out to the side, and then back behind you, sort of to finish that figure eight. I know we've done this a couple of times actually in the practice. I almost like this one. Reach your right foot out behind you and then draw your right foot to the side of your left knee here and then through to the top of the mat. You're going to reach to lift and wave your spine long and draw your way into a crescent lunge here. So before we come into our crescent lunge, we want to press down into our right foot and rise on up. Reach your hands up to the sky and then start to slide your left hip arm forward. Maybe draw your gaze towards your thumbs. Cool. And then float your hands back down towards the earth. Reach your hips up and back. Tuck your back toes under. And then you're going to lift up your back knee and hands are going to walk onto the inside of your foot. Turn to face the long side of your mat here. And like a swishing water, with your toes turned out, in your temple pose, swishing water from side to side. We're going to reach all the way up to rise up and then circle our hands over our head a few times, three times a charm. And then reach our right foot on forward, back heel lifts up and out, and then float into a gentle and peaceful warrior. So you might transition through softness of your arms, finding your expression here. Cool. Now left hand back onto your back thigh. Float your right hand across your body. Reach up a little peaceful warrior. And then draw your way back down towards the earth. Now face your front foot. Back heel is going to sweep out and up to the sky. And then you're going to bring it back in front of you here. Start to walk your hands forward off of away from your front foot and hover your hip, your knee over this right foot here. Now you can keep your hands, both hands, either on blocks or on the mat here. We want to scoop and lift and rise up from the earth. Right leg doesn't have to come straight, but sort of circling your right knee. Now the trick to getting this next pose is to walk your right hand off a little bit so that you've got some purchase and some sort of stability on the ground. Grace, but also strength here. You reach that leg into a circle and maybe your left arm sort of follows and you come into a little half moon pose here. Awesome. All right, turn back to face the top of the mat and pop your left foot onto the ground. And then press down into your feet. Arms are going to cross your body. Release up and open to the sky. And then step your right foot out a little bit. Cool. Stepping into that foot firmly. Draw your left leg out in front of you. And then bringing your knees together, maybe reach back towards your left foot here. And come into sort of version of dancer pose. Or maybe press your foot into your hand and come into full dancer pose here. Oh, maybe use a wall for balance if you need to. Awesome. All right, relax. Take a moment here to shake off your legs. And we'll go for the other side here. Let's reach on up to the sky and flow like water as we sort of lioness roar, but with grace this time. Grace and cool. And your final time. Hands onto your back here. Lift and wave your spine and draw into your little waterfall wave. Forward fold here. All right. Float your arms down to the earth. Rise on up, float to the sky. Nice breath in. And as you exhale, float your arms down, bend your knees. And step or hop back. Downward facing dog. This time right foot can go back first. And pedal out for a moment. Okay, knees can come down now to the earth. Slide back towards child's pose. Take a moment here to wave through your spine. And invite in the cleansing purity of water. And air to really allow yourself to feel beautifully pure and clean throughout your whole body. Press into your fingers, lift and wave up from the earth. Slide your heart forward gracefully, peeling on down to the earth and coming into your Sahasrara Cobra wave here. Nice gentle movements, strong and core active along your sort of center of your body here. 4. All right, hands to the sides of your ribs here. Slide your shoulders onto your back. Lift up a little weight and then hips up and back. You're going to reach your left leg back behind you this time. Inhale. As you exhale, draw your knee to your chest, or you can tuck your toes under there, guide that left foot through. Press into your front here, wave your spine long. Reach on to rise on up into preparation for crescent moon here as you start to draw your right hip closer to the earth. Awesome. All right, hands to now frame your front foot. Step your or tuck your back toes under. Lift up a little way. Start to walk your hands around towards the right side of the mat. Turn your heels to. And then we'll take that little swish from side to side. This time, floating up to the sky and reaching our hands in 3 little circles towards the back of the room. So the opposite direction. Beautiful. Cool. All right, turn your left toes forward. Reach your right heel up and back. And then your expression of what it feels like to be a flowing warrior. Cool. Inhale up. Exhale. Flow your warrior 2. Awesome. All right. Reach on down to the earth. Frame your front foot and turn your back heel under. Reach your left leg up and back to the sky. Nice breath in. As you exhale, step it back through to the top of the mat here. All right, left hand's going to press into the earth. Maybe you already know what to do with that left hand now. You're going to sort of circle your right knee here a few times in your half moon pose here. Maybe your right hand starts to follow. Cool. Maybe you're finding that you could benefit from having a chair underneath your arm here as you practice. Cool. And then turn to face the top of the mat. All right. The right foot's going to come down to the earth. Press the rise on up to the sky here. And then we're going to just take a moment here just to move through our legs here. And then our final little part of all of our strength and grace here. Press into your right foot. Reach your left foot over and across your right bent knee. Come into a little pigeon pose here. But we're going to make this a hybrid sort of pigeon pose because we're going to float our arms out as if we're sort of manta ray floating through the sea here. So bringing strength and strength of fire, as well as the flow of water into our yoga pose today. Reach to rise on up and then step your foot down. And we try that on the other side. Float your right foot across your left knee. Come into your pigeon pose, but we're calling it manta ray. As we float our beautiful manta ray sort of wings through the water, gliding through the water. Awesome. Cool. Press into your feet. Rise on up. Take a reach up to the sky. Nice breath in as you exhale. Bend your knees. Slide, sit bones back. And come down onto your knees. Take a little moment here with your feet wide. Toes together. Reaching back towards your heels. And we're going to walk on off towards the left side. Reach your right hand away from you. Breathe deeply. In and out. And then start to move across towards the other side. Floating across towards the other side. Nice few breaths there. Exhale it out. Come back towards the top of the mat. Reach on to rise on up. And spin your feet around now. In front of you rather. Scoot your way into the center of your mat. Floating down to the earth. And then into figure 4 pose here. Right foot across your body. And bring your hands through to surround your left leg here. Just for a moment. Pause and breathe. And stretch it out. Left foot comes down. Unwind your feet. And then scoot your hips on over to the right. Feet together. And then allow your knees to gently rock on over to the left. Feel your arms to float open. And maybe taking a gaze towards your right thumb. If you need something in between your knees here, or even underneath your knees, that's cool too. Or if it feels good too, you could extend this top leg out in front of you. And just bring your left hand over onto your knee. It doesn't have to be straight. If you wanted to, you could have that leg straight. Let's say come to the edge of the twist here. Finding that sort of release and that massage of your internal organs here. Sort of allow things to flow more beautifully through your body. Okay, using an out breath, we're going to bring our way back to center. And just take a little draw of our knees, hovering them over our hips and just rock it out to neutralize and sort of soften a moment. And then right foot comes down to the earth, left foot across. Spread your hands around the back of your right knee this time. Take a little figure 4 stretch there. Or up gently from side to side. We're not robots. You can move as much as feels nice. As long as you're not bouncing. Cool. And then bring your right foot on down to the earth. Feet come down. Lift your hips off the ground. Pop them over to the left. And then bring your knees on over to the right. You can stay here. Maybe float your arms into a T shape or even a cactus arm shape. That's cool. And if you wanted to draw your left knee out, doesn't have to be straight again. Pop your hand onto your knee. Or bring it out and touch your toe. It's cool too. Gaze towards your left thumb if you're ready for that. One more purifying breath there, and then bend your knees. Bring your way back to center, and then a moment here just to cycle your knees one at a time. Ease it out and sort of massaging, having your own back. Cool. Feet come down to the earth now. Hands by the side of you. Just a little pelvic tilt as you sort of draw your pelvic bones towards the mat and hug your navel up towards your ribs. And then as you rest out, sort of creating that rainbow shape underneath you and just gently rocking between that sort of openness and that hug and lift, the flow of water as you offer your heart. And as you exhale, that squeeze from your root to lift and rise up just a little bit. So not over sort of doing all that, but just noticing the sort of difference of the energy required to sort of reach the peak of where you are with each pull. Inhale, offer that heart open. Exhale, squeeze and lift. One more time, breathe it in. Exhale, curl and lift. Awesome, then float your feet on out to the edge of your mat. And just moving your feet from side to side, just to allow your spine to get some length. And then reach your hands, float them out to the sides. Finding your ease here in your Shavasana of choice. So if you want to change this in any way, you want to grab a blanket, if you want to put your feet maybe on a couple of cushions, or your knees on cushions, or your head on a cushion, feel free, do whatever feels great for you. Taking a couple of moments just to settle in. And I want you to take 3 purifying breaths with me. Inhale. Fill up your lungs, your heart, your back, front, sides, top to bottom with air. And as you exhale, sigh out through your mouth. Inhale. In down to that flickering flame in your pelvis, and exhale, let it go. Inhale into the digestive system, the place where we think of everything being a little bit more sort of like water. And exhale. As you exhale, sort of massaging that lower belly with your respiratory system and your belly muscles. And then relax back to your natural rate of breathing. Soften out through your fingers and toes, your arms, your legs. Allow your hips to sort of dissolve out to the sides a little bit more as you relax. Soften your eyebrows. Allow your cheeks to relax, your lips to soften and let go. Gently part your teeth and allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. And remain in stillness just for a couple of moments. Allowing the strength and power to resonate inside of your body. But also allowing the grace and flow of water that we sort of invoke in our practice today to purify, cleanse, bringing both of those energies into one. From effort comes strength, and from trust comes grace. And let both coexist in your own time now. You can bring your way over onto your one side. Give yourself a moment to just give yourself a little bit of self-care. You worked hard. That was a tough practice. And you're ready to bring your way up from the earth, nice and slowly and safely. And then drawing your hands just out in front of you in your prayer. Bring your hands now to the center of your eyebrows at your third eye. And then we'll bow our heads to our hearts, to our awesome, awesome bodies. And give yourself a hug. You are amazing. Of air, earth, fire, and water. Namaste.